Alright, welcome everyone. Today I'm going to go over the basics of setting up a campfire, whether it's a daily fire pit that we use for our day trips or at something like this where it's more of a brick and mortar style permanent site. It's the same concept every time to start the fire. That doesn't change. And I'll go over some of the other rings that we do. But for now, I'm going to start off with the basics of starting a fire. So you're going to want to start off with the dry wood that we provide all clients and that you're going to be taking with you. And it's going to be kindling. A couple big chunks of wood that have been split down to splinter size. Some paper, both cardboard and shredded. And just to kind of show some of the clients out there that paper plates that you're using too is a good source as well. All right. So, what we want to do is we want to start with our bottom base. And typically I wouldn't use nails out on the field. See how this board has nails? We wouldn't want to use this out on the field, but for the purpose of this, it'll work fine. So, I've got my base established. Now what the goal is to lay a bit of tinder in there, or shreds of paper, anything that's going to burn, like leaves would be a good source as well, that the coals can drop onto. Cardboard's a good one too. We're going to always have supplies of that. Rip that up. To start building a little bit of a base down here, I'm going to lay our other pieces of wood down. Use that. So it's kind of thick. I'll stack those two like that, and then we're going to finish the bottom layer here down. Start going into this stuff. You want to roll the paper too, because rolling it allows it to burn longer, because it forces the action in one center. So it'll actually burn longer by balling it up like that. And now we're going to use our kindling wood. These are finely thin pieces of wood. All we're going to do is just going to create this chimney effect. And then, once you got everything stacked, I don't know if you can get in there and show that, but what I'm doing right there is I'm just piling it up. I'm not forcing it in there because I want good airflow. So it's just kind of just tossed in there. You know, you're not forcing it in there. But yeah, you just want a little bit of space for the air to really capture and go. And like I said, you just alternate them like this, and you're stacking it. Alright, you can go back out. Now, you light it. And you might have to feed it a little bit, but it should start roaring pretty quick. And to feed it, you just drop it down in the little hole. Because you want to force these flames up high. You want to get that going. And there we have it, folks. The fire is now started, and it should be able to maintain itself at this point. Right here, you got yourself a base. And this is all going to start crumbling down and create a nice base of hot coals. And once these kindling burn down to that point, you'll start adding your bigger woods. Or what we call the second stage. Your second stage firewood. You don't want to keep adding your kindling because, I mean, kindling is used to start the fire. You don't want to overuse it. But as you can see, these flames are going beautifully. So as you can see right now, that fire is very, very near to collapsing. The coals are going to start building that base up. So we're going to add our second stage wood over here. And the second stage wood, as you can see, some of the stuff that's older, still thin though. We don't want to go over large. This is about the biggest diameter you want to add at this point. We'll just kind of ease this in, kind of help that along there so it collapses. Just like that, laying it across. You don't want to overdo it. Typically what I'll do next is I'll add one from the side there, just like that. And that's good. You don't want to add too much, like I said, you don't want to suffocate it. Those will start going off, and then we'll continue to add and build our pyramid. Only adding these smaller diameter ones. You don't want to go too large. That's the biggest you'd want to go right there. And just get that fire going. Once it's going, you can throw pretty much any size wood in there. It's got to have some intense heat though. We're not quite there yet, so keep the diameter down, but we call this a second stage wood. You want to keep maintaining the fire. So the goal right now is you want to cook on this a little bit. So to cook on it, you want to get these coals super nice and hot. What we're going to do now is we're going to add a couple more pieces of logs. But you do want to kind of push things around though, get some airflow. Like I said, it's all about that airflow. Can't stress that enough. And we got these nice oaks. These are what you want to add towards the end of the beginning of third stage, I would call it. These oaks, they burn nice and hot and they burn long. After this, oak starts going off. We could add bigger woods, whatever you find, maybe some driftwood or whatever, you know, that even damp wood. These mosquitoes are killing me here. But you want to make sure that you got a nice solid base of coals, which we're almost there. Once all this stuff burns out and then this is going, we'll be ready to start cooking.